Good afternoon, all. Today we will be completing our lesson about the functions of the money. But before that, I'm just going to recap everything we took regarding the subject. First, we talked about let's say, invention or the evolving of the money. We said back then they used to barter, and we said bartering sometimes wasn't fair. Sometimes it was really hard to barter due to heavy things we need to barter, like houses, like cows, like uh, big properties. Okay, so they invented, or the money idea evolved after they found metal like gold, silver, even copper. It's a good value, and we can just carry it around easier, portable, more portable, as we saw in the previous videos. Okay, and then we also got introduced to the first culture or the first nation to use the money. They were the Lydians. The Lydians were the first people to introduce the use of gold and silver coins around 650 and 600 BC. Okay, so why did they invent the money, or the money evolved? To avoid difficulties of barter, different difficulties. First, maybe you could exchange something valuable for you just to get something you need, although the bartering sometimes wasn't fair. Like to trade a piece of gold because you need milk, or because you need some food. So this wasn't fair at all. Nowadays, we have the money, and the value is set by the government. So nobody could tell you if you want a sack of bread, you need to pay like 10 JDs or 20 JDs. It's not according to people, it's up to the government to decide how much this would cost the seller. And according to that, they will put the proper price. Okay. Then also we talked about the paper currency. So we talked about the paper currency, and we said it was invented by the Chinese people, as we saw also in the video, to make it lighter to be carried and easier to carry it around. However, we said it's a new invention. It wasn't really new because ancient civilizations used to use coins more than paper. So it is a new invention. Paper money is used by each government or each nation. Now, according to the type of the money the government has established, we had different currencies. So we said the money is anything is generally accepted as payment for goods and services. And we said it's a standard of payment everywhere you go. It is the thing that is accepted. We said the dominant from the money form is currency. And we said the currency, as I just said, it is the type of money, or the paper, the coins that the government has impressed its stamp to designate its value. So each country decided what type of money it would have, and what is the value of it. It's of course according to the let's say the economy of this country. So we have Saudi Arabia Riyal, United Arab Emirates Dirham, Qatar we have Riyal, Kuwait Dinar, Morocco I'm not really sure what is the type of money they have there. Jordan we have Dinar, also in Oman I think also Dinar, and Dinar or Riyal. Also I'm not very sure. I'm gonna check now. Egypt also we have Egyptian pound. Okay, we said Egyptian pound because we have also British or English pound. Okay, now we started with the functions of the money. We said the money serves three functions. It is a medium of exchange, a measure of value, and a store of value. So there are three functions: medium of exchange, a measure of value, and a store of value. The first function of money is that it can serve as a medium of exchange. This means that buyers and sellers no longer need to barter one good for another. And as I said before, it might be not fair for the one who's bartering because he needs these things, okay? Because money is accepted as a medium of exchange, you no longer need to trade anything you have for another thing you want to purchase. Purchase, we said, to buy or to get for yourself. As a medium of exchange, money encourages specialization and promotes economic efficiency. So we said because it is a medium of exchange, so each country has its own money and it encourages specialization. The let's say each country has its own special money and promotes economic efficiency. So each country would have its own economy without, let's say, getting interfere with each other's stuff. Now, the second function of the money that we said, it can serve as a measure of value. Money makes a trade simpler. Everywhere you go, you want to buy something, according to the value of the thing you want to buy, you have the price on it. So it serves as a measure of value. Okay? With money, markets, not people, determine the prices of goods and services. Remember, we said at the beginning, with bartering, people decide what do they want for things we ask for. But nowadays, markets, governments, people who have the let's say markets, who have businesses, they determine the prices of the goods and services, not people. Not I want 1 million for this or 20 JDs for that. Oh, if you want my pencil, give me 20 JDs. No, not people do that. Only markets and people who have businesses and markets. Using money reduces the cost of collecting price information for market participants. Okay, using the money, it will be easier also for anyone participate in the market. Okay, forget this point, we don't need it. The third function of money is that it can serve as a store of value. Remember, we have this here. Now, these are the three. We have them here: medium of exchange, a measure of value, and a store of value. So, what does it mean, a store of value, which is the third function of the money? Since it can quickly be exchanged for goods and services, unlike stocks in real estate. For example, these we call them assets. Assets means properties, possessions, something you own, like these two. Okay, so it take much longer to convert them into money because you have them as an asset, a place, a property. Okay, but not as money. But the money is easier and more quickly to be exchanged for goods and services instead of assets. Like, oh, I'll give you my house if you give me this. Okay, what is the benefit for me? I can use your house. So this is why money also is a store of value. It's still valuable, but no need to exchange it for an asset or something you own. Okay, we're gonna see this video together, and then we're gonna do the exercises in the activity book.
Think for a minute about what a world without money would look like. We're all so used to money being there that we kind of take it for granted. You might not think about all the different roles it actually plays in the economy. It serves four main functions. Money is used as a medium of exchange.
Medium of exchange, the first one that we talked about, no need to barter anymore. That's it. It's a medium of exchange. It's the proper way to exchange goods or services for money.
A store of value.
A store of value, also we discussed this point that it is valuable, although it's only paper. No need to exchange your house or something you own.
A unit of account and a standard of deferred payment. The first of these functions is a medium of exchange. This is probably the most important and definitely its most obvious function. Money is used to allow the exchange of goods and services to happen. If we didn't have it, we wouldn't be able to access nearly the same range of goods and services we do today. If you're a baker in today's world and you decided you wanted some steak, you sell your bread for money and then you use that money to buy some steak from the butcher. In a world without money, you'd have to wait until the butcher needs some of your bread, which could be days or even weeks.
Exactly. As we said, you need to barter. If you want to go to the butcher and you say, I need some meat, but I have bread. Oh, I want your bread. I have a lot of it at home. So when are you going to need? Maybe in a week. So you have to wait until he needs the bread so you can exchange. So the medium of exchange, as we said, no need to barter anymore. Whatever you need, you can just pay for it and keep the things you already have.
And then negotiate a trade. This means that goods can only be traded when there's what we call a double coincidence of wants.
Yeah, this is what we took before, double coincidence of want. Oh, sorry, we saw it also in the video. It means both of you want what each one has.
If the butcher doesn't want any of your bread, it's tough luck. No deal can be made. Money lets us buy what we want, when we want. The second function of money is as a store of value. This means that money's got to be worth something now, tomorrow, and in 10 years' time.
Yeah, as I said, it keeps its value. It is valuable. Not just the houses and the markets and the big things are valuable. Also, money. It keeps its value. Whenever I want to buy something, it doesn't say, "Oh no, it's not the trend anymore," or "We don't need it anymore." The money. Money keeps its value. It stores the value inside it.
It doesn't have to be used immediately. So if we didn't have money, we'd struggle to find the best way to store our wealth. The baker can't keep his life savings in bread and cakes, as they'll go stale. He'll want to put his earnings in a bank or under his mattress and save it for when he next needs it. Now, inflation does eat away at this function. Without going into too much detail for now, inflation causes the value of money to decrease. You'll probably have noticed how most things increase in price year on year. This means that you might have been able to buy 4 chocolate bars for a pound a few years ago, but since then they've risen in price and now you can only get 3. As long as inflation is relatively under control though, money isn't too bad a way of storing your wealth, especially if you can put it in the bank and gain some interest on it.
Okay, these are the functions that we have in our book, and the third one it's not available in here. Okay, so as we said, I'm just gonna recap fast. We have it's a medium of exchange, a measure of value, and a store of value. The measure of value is the only one did not exist in that video, which means, as we said here, here's it. The measure of value, it makes the trade simpler because you already have the price that you're gonna pay this money for. So it is a measure of the value of the things that you want to buy. The houses are more expensive than clothes. The food is cheaper than clothes, and so on. So it is a measure of value whenever you want to, for example, buy some food or some clothes. You already know the value of the money you have and the value of the things you're going to buy. Okay. Now we're going to the activity book. The homework. We're gonna do the homework together, and then I'm gonna assign the new homework. So here you need to choose a suitable word from the words below to fill in the blanks. It's according to the previous lesson. We have Lydians, paper, trade, gold, currency, money, silver, and bartering. And you need to choose one for each blank. Number 1, long ago people used, which is the process of directly exchanging one good or service for another. Of course, bartering. When you barter, it means you exchange good and service for another good or service. The act of buying and selling goods and services, now you're buying them, is called a trade. To avoid the difficulties of barter, what evolved? Of course, money. Many ancient communities took metals such as, here they forgot to put a line, silver and gold as their money. The what were first people to introduce the use of gold and silver coins around 600 BC. Of course, it is in the blue box in the book. The Lydians coined metal or paper money upon which a government has impressed its stamp to designate its value is called, of course, currency. Blank currency, however, is a new invention that first appeared about 300 years ago. Of course, paper currency. We said they were stuck with coins for a long time and they were heavy. Coins are heavier, of course, than paper. Now, what is the currency? You already have it here and you have it in the book. It is a coined metal or paper money upon which a government has impressed its stamp to designate its value. Number 3, what is the currency of your country? Of course, it is, because we live all in Jordan, it is the Jordanian dinar. The homework will be these pages 52. Now, we talked about these, okay? Mention for other currencies. Now, they gave you some examples here. I need another 4 that they're not mentioned here. This is optional. If you have pictures of the categories of your country's currency, you can add them, or another country as you wish. A picture, or maybe you can draw them, the JD, the 1 JD, the 5 JDs, the 10, the 20, the 50. And also we have the coins as 5 piasters, 10 piasters, quarter, and half JD. If you can draw them, if you can take a picture and just cut and paste them, it's optional. It's not necessarily. Okay, that's it for today. Hopefully you have enjoyed the lesson. If you have any question, please send me. And as you saw, it's not only the video I am uploading on the Teams, I have also sent you a link on the YouTube for the ones who couldn't open the video. Have a wonderful day, everyone.